Alright, it's 12th of December, and just doing an update on some of my bamboos, especially dencrocalamus asper hitam, or the black asper. And this guy has actually leafed out really well with his first shoot, got to about 7 feet, and actually made another shoot which I topped. And the reason why I did it is because when I top it, it can make the branches super fat. It's because it puts all this energy into it, and when it does that, a lot of times they have a lot of root buds right towards the base. And there's another one right here too. So yeah, within another couple of weeks I might be able to peel back these seeds, and I may be able to air these branches. And I could basically take something off like this. And this is one of the ones that I already got one division off because it made 2 shoots. And this one right here, this guy, literally about a week and a half ago, it was about half the height of this one. It was like slightly taller than my hand. This guy has hardly grown at all. Well, this guy's about double the length of my hand, so it's closer to 1.5 feet, or just about. But why I can tell that you can divide it out now is because when you feel it's kind of firm, and it's also got quite a bit of foliage. So what I usually do is I take the whole thing, put it down really slowly. It's a little bit hard to work with the camera and the pot, but I just basically have to shake it off like this. I'll take a look to see if this new shoot looks like it has enough on it to survive on its own. So I'm basically looking at the base of this shoot, and I'm looking at it, and it's definitely grown a lot of new roots. But yeah, I'm actually going to check later to see if it's actually got enough root mass to make sure it holds water for this. If it does, then want to take it off and just have it keep on propagating itself even more. It's just a really easy way to get divisions. It's really easy to tell when it has plenty of roots and they start having root hairs, then you can make something like this happen. Let's moving on. Here's some Bambusa laco, another black type. And this is my Bambusa vulgaris Waman. This is actually the biggest part. It actually has another shoot. And these are actually pretty fun. As these sheaths come off, it makes a buddy belly. And it looks really interesting. You can literally take them off and you can see how these guys swell up. Usually the bigger the diameter, the more of a butter belly it will make. And you can kind of tell when it can come off. I actually tried air luring one of these guys, but it didn't really work. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But what did work to get some propagations is these guys. These were the older combs that came off of it, and why I know they worked is because right here it's already making a shoot. This guy's another one, a bigger one, and it's also making a shoot because I took these off about a month and a half ago, and they're definitely really well established. This is the one I took off about a week and a half ago, and it's definitely stabilized because right here, this is definitely new growth right here. With this new leaf, it's definitely stabilizing. Obviously they're going to lose most of the leaves even if I put them in shade, but as long as it's starting to make new growth, it should start growing something at the bottom, and it should take off pretty soon. Here are a couple more of my locos. Here's some dencrocalamus gigantus. And here's a small division off of Bambusa loco, another loco, and this one should be close to shooting. I have a couple of Java black giganticlovas, and I'm not really sure if these guys are gonna make it or not. But this is a bigger one, because the leaves are still hanging there really well. So you definitely need to make sure this part right here, as long as this stays green and it can make some leaves, then that means it survives. It's hit and miss. For example, these are all my branch cuttings off of dencrocalamus gigantus, and it looks like most of them are doing pretty well. It's already been 1 week, and it looks like most of them like for example, this one looks really good. I left a lot on it because I basically cut off depending on how much they curled. So if they have more root mass, they can usually support more upper mass. They can support more leaves, more foliage. But it's okay to cut it back a lot. So when you're taking cuttings, the main objective is to make sure they can survive long enough. For example, this guy is on the edge. I mean, there's still a chance because it's really green. It's still really firm, not shriveling up. So I feel like this guy has a chance of making it, but not 100% sure. It's a hit and miss. And this is one of my giganticlovas, the Java Black, and it's really getting up there. It's probably about 8 feet tall, maybe, at least 8 feet. And it's because there's a lot of soil and moisture for it, so. And that's its first shoot. Sometimes, for example, this guy's Bengal bamboo or Bambusa tolda, and it's got a little bit of leaves, but something like this is so questionable. It's definitely fun growing these bamboos.